How can we, the Western world, force the idea of democracy upon other countries? Doesn't that go against the very idea of democracy itself? Was it democratic in Libya, Iraq, and Afghanistan? No, it wasn't. We are accepting unacceptable behavior in the name of democracy, just because the people we, in unity, elected are telling us to. One might wonder why we've ended up in such a situation where we elect incompetent politicians whose only strengths are selling themselves to the uneducated masses. They, the masses of people with nothing but a primary education, they are the reason behind the perversion of the Western democracy. When Donald Trump was elected president, it was not only because of the Electoral College and their distorted version of democracy where the popular opinion is necessarily taken into consideration. The lack of voters was equally as faulty. Only 55.4% of Americans voted in the election with the least participation in 20 years, meaning that the American citizens ended up with a president who wasn't elected by the popular vote. How can one argue that that is a well-functioning form of government? It simply isn't. We saw it in the US, and we saw it during Brexit, where the majority, the elderly, made a decision that will for many, many years have consequences for the young. The young who had no chance of making a decision for themselves and who will now suffer from it for the rest of their lives. We don't have to agree with democracy just because we've been taught to love it and protect it with our lives. We need to question it when it fails, because if we don't, we'll never improve. So, do you honestly believe in the Western democracy?